Good morning. Is your name Mr. Batiste? Let's see, Clint Batiste.
Yes, okay.
Okay, Mr. Batiste, what is your DOC number?
Good morning. My name is, I'm sorry, my DOC number is 723-270.
Okay, you're right. So you get the first check mark. So you did good. And you're there, as you can see from the sign, you're at Allen Correctional Facility, and we've already had an introduction to the board. Thank y'all for hosting us there. And we'll get to your comments in just a minute. You're talking to the Committee on Parole, the three of us. You can see our name tags, and you're our third hearing this morning, so we don't need our introductions of our staff. The time is 10:07 for purposes of the record, and it's May the 14th, 2025. We're here because you applied for a parole on your particular case. You're wanting to get out earlier than your full-time date. So we're going to give you a chance to tell us kind of what you did, what got you there, what caused you to be in prison, and why you feel like that you're worthy and deserving to get out early. What have you done to rehabilitate yourself? So go ahead and take it away. This is your shot.
Okay, thank you, sir. Well, there was a series of chain of events that ultimately led to my incarceration. It all started when I was living in Austin, Texas with my cousin. I was living there for a year, and it was during that time that I was being tormented every day by a bed bug infestation. And I was sleeping on the living room floor with an air mattress. And so I really got the worst of it. And it drove me absolutely crazy living there. And I had to get out of there. I tried to find another place to live. I couldn't afford it. Cost of living was really high in Austin. And my mother had passed away recently. And we lost the family land due to unpaid taxes. So I had nowhere else to go. And I got really, really desperate. And I had this crazy idea to go on Craigslist and to give myself up as a sex slave to the first person that would take me in. And a person replied, and they agreed to give me a place to live. And the very next day, I was on a bus to West Monroe, Louisiana. And on my way there, my co-defendant starts telling me the things he wanted me to do. And at one point, he told me he wanted me to molest his nephews. And at that point, felt like there was no turning back. I was committed. And so I made my way to West Monroe, Louisiana, and I got there and I did everything that my co-defendant asked me to do, including molesting his nephews. I agreed to do everything. I didn't hesitate. I didn't have a second thought. He didn't force me to do anything. It's not like he had a gun to my head or nothing like that. And I've reflected on these events quite often, and I can see how my desperate act made me into a monster I never intended to be, and a monster willing to do anything. And so, long story short, I reached a point in my life where I let desperation outweigh judgment, and I was overwhelmed by the circumstances I was facing. And instead of seeking help or finding a better path, I made choices that deeply hurt others. And I've come to understand that it's during these times when life presses hardest that a person's true character shows. And the truth is, I failed that test. I lost sight of right and wrong, and it was that failure that truly cost others far more than it's ever going to cost me. And I look back on the decisions I made, and I really see how far off the right path I fell, and the weight of what I did to those that hurt the most, to my family, to everyone impacted by my actions. This weight is something I carry with me every day, and I can't undo what happened, but I've really spent my time here trying to understand it and to face it fully and to become someone better than I was. And I know that no apology can ever erase the pain I caused, but I just hope to show that I haven't wasted my time here. And I've really, through counseling and reflection and study, I really worked hard to change the way I think and the way I live. I've learned to be more patient, more honest with myself, and more aware of how my actions affect others. And this journey hasn't been easy, and it's far from over, but it's one I'm committed to continuing, and I owe that to my victims, to everyone I hurt, and I owe that to everyone who believes that I can still do better. And if given the chance to move forward, I really have a solid foundation waiting for me. My brother has found me a place to stay, and he's found a source for a steady job in Texas. And I wish to continue my education in computer science. I plan to start a computer repair business, and I'd like to stay connected with mental health services once I get out to help me stay grounded. And eventually, I would just like to build a better life that adds something positive to the world instead of something that takes from it. So thank you for your time and considering my future.
All right, sir. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. And let's see, Michael, but let's see. And so he's not going to be here. Michael Batiste was going to speak, but he's not been able to contact him. Okay, what about the staff there, Warden? What kind of inmate has he been?
And a pretty good inmate, honestly speaking. His disciplinary record is commendable. He does not have any disciplinary reports in his record. He has applied himself, a lot of programs, a lot of classes that he's been successful with. Warden Simon, I think she's a lot more familiar with him as well. She's been here a certain amount of time than I have.
Yes, sir, Mr. Prater, I echo what Warden Thompson said. Baptiste has been a good inmate. He has no disciplinary reports. And he has been working as a library clerk here at the facility for quite some time, and he does a good job there.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Okay, your case has been turned over to Mr. Freeman, the interview. And so, Mr. Pete Freeman, would you please conduct the interview?
Yes, sir. Okay, Mr. Batiste, I'm not gonna get into the nature of the offense. I think you were pretty honest with us. Matter of fact, more honest than most people are. And I appreciate all the honesty that you've given us. I mean, you went above and beyond. Be honest with you to be honest. It's like that. But anyway, how long have you been in jail?
It's been around 9.5 years now, sir.
Okay, so you barely served over one of the sentences, because you were given 2 9-year sentences consecutively, correct?
Correct, sir.
The mental health treatment, what kind of mental health medication are you on?
I'm not on any medication, sir, but I have sought mental health counseling on my own because I've really needed help dealing with some personal issues. I've been diagnosed with social anxiety disorder. You know, and you can probably tell I'm very anxious right now. And there's some personal issues dealing with low self-esteem and things of that nature that I really needed help with.
Okay. Have you ever been on mental health medication? I thought I read in the records you were taking something for mental health.
Right, I was taking some anxiety medication, but I felt like it wasn't for me. And I really wanted to develop the coping skills on my own to deal with anxiety. And I feel like it wasn't a debilitating issue that enough to where I needed medication. And it was very situational. So I don't like taking any medications. I regret the day that I ever have to take a medication every day.
Okay, I want to note for the record that all the law enforcement is opposed, 2 chiefs, a sheriff, the DA, and the attorney general. We have no victim opposition. They wrote in letters. And you said you're going to try to live in Texas?
Yes, sir. That's where where I'm originally from. I came here for 2 weeks and went back to Austin, Texas after I was fed up with the situation at the time. But yes, I'm originally from Houston, and that's where my brother is, and it's found a place for me to live.
And he wasn't able to come to be with us today?
I was planning on it. I guess he's busy this morning, sir. I don't understand that myself.
All right, I have no further questions.
Okay.
Is your brother Michael?
Yes, Michael Baptiste, yes,
I
ma'am.
think he tried. I don't think he was able to get in though for some reason.
Okay, thank you.
Did try.
He did.
I don't have any questions.
Okay, no questions from me either. I think we're ready to vote.
Okay, Mr. Baptiste, first off, like I say, again, thanks for the truthfulness. But with the serious nature of this offense, I mean, this was a terrible, terrible, terrible crime. My vote today is to deny law enforcement and victim out.
Mr. Baptiste, thanks for your honesty today. That tells me that you've really done some reflection and I'm glad to see that you are seeking some help to deal with your personal issues. I do agree with Mr. Freeman though. Today my vote is going to be to deny, but I encourage you to keep on doing what you're doing. Good luck.
Thank you.
And you got 2 votes to deny. Of course, that's good as anything because it's got to be unanimous. But I would also deny it. So it's unanimous that your parole request be denied today. And so having said that, that's the end of the hearing. It's 10:18 in the morning.